Hello, good day, good night, whatever time it is. Welcome to another in our ongoing series of videos where we treat with topics in the CSEC Maths exam. In this video, we're going to start some algebra. Alright, first of our series of videos dealing with algebra, we're going to deal with the topic of substitutions. Right now, we know in algebra one of the issues that a lot of people have is the whole question of letters. The whole question of the abstract nature of algebra, alright? Many times we have algebraic expressions and we need to substitute actual numbers into those expressions, alright? Of course, the expressions will involve all the operations, multiplication, division, addition and subtraction. So I will do a few examples just to illustrate what it is. This is perhaps the simplest aspect of algebra, and this is where you can set the tone for everything else to come, because you can determine on your own that I'm not going to lose any marks in this. This is not the kind of question where you should lose any marks at all, and I mean that in all sincerity. Alright, once you take here, mind your multiplication, mind your division, mind your addition, mind your subtraction, and of course pay careful attention to your negative sign, then you shouldn't have a problem. Alright, and as we are on the topic of negative signs, I want to let you know that 99 out of 100 problems in the CXC exams or in any other exam, you're almost guaranteed to have a minus sign. So don't go into these problems expecting all the numbers to be positive. You'll get negative signs, or you might even get decimals. But I'm going to show you the procedure, and once you're okay with the procedure and you get familiar with it, the result will pretty much take care of itself. So let us compose some examples. Suppose we have, let us say they give us that A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, and C is equal to minus 3, right? That is the kind of situation that you would find yourself in a general CXC exam question, right? And they tell you, they give you an expression and they say find A, B, minus 3, alright? Simple expression, linear expression, no squares, no quadratics, alright? Now, what do? Simple substitution. Now note, another point that I want you all to note is the use of brackets. It cannot be stated often enough that your brackets are the key to keeping yourself safe in this particular type of question. So, in a situation like this, you substitute, right? You will get 1 in brackets by 2 minus, this is the same minus sign here, minus 3. 2 by 1 is still 2. 2 minus minus 3, which is equal to 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5. Right? Simple example, but I want you all to pay attention. Alright? Not including your brackets here is the kind of thing that will cost you marks in an exam. Alright, you don't want to be losing marks in questions like this. Alright, so I want to again reiterate the mentality, what I like to call the killer instinct. Go in for the kill with these kinds of problems, especially these simple stuff, so that you're setting the tone for harder stuff to come. Right, when you have to change the subject of a formula, when you have to deal with quadratics and all of that, you don't want to be messing up this. Right, so take this video as not just instruction, take it as encouragement, right? Because we want you to not lose any marks at all in these kinds of questions. Okay, another example. We're on the spot making up questions again, right? So let's go. Now let's say we get x equal minus 1, b is equal to 2, c is equal to minus 4, right? And they say find the value of find the value of, let us say, that's x, let's change that b to y, and change that c to z, right? So ABC, x, y, z, right? Find the value of x squared y over z, right? Let me leave it like that for now. Again, simple example to show you how these substitutions work. Alright, so we substituted x squared y. Note again the use of brackets. Alright? X squared y will be minus 1 squared, y is 2, and z would be over minus 4. Alright? Which is equal to minus 1 squared is still 1 by 2 over minus 4, which is equal to 2 over minus 4, which is equal to minus 1 over 2. Alright? Simple examples, straightforward examples. This is the level of difficulty that you will more than likely get in a CSEC question of this nature. So let us, for the sake of argument, be composing again. Alright? Let us go back to A, B, and C. Right? Let us say that A is equal to minus 2. Right? B is equal to 4. And C is equal to 0. Yeah, you can get a question with 0 and a 2. Alright? And they want us now to evaluate A cubed, b squared minus c all over 6 plus, no, leave that just like that. Okay? Right, simple evaluation again. A cubed is equal to minus 2 cubed minus 2 cubed multiplied by 4 squared all over, well, minus 0 all over 6. Right? Minus 2 cubed is minus 8. Minus 8 multiplied by 4 squared is 16. Minus 0 is 0 all over 6. 16 by 8 is, 16 by 4 is 64. 64 by 2 is 128. Alright, so this would be 128 over 6, of course, with a minus sign in front of it, because you're multiplying minus 8 by plus 16. Alright, and of course, you can come back in the corner here now and say that minus 128 over 6 is equal to minus 64 over 3. Alright, so that's up to the example. We're going to do a couple more again, just to drive home the point, and then to supplement this particular video, you will have an exercise to practice. Right? You'll get some, again, the level of difficulty is not much harder than this. All you have to do is concentrate. Right? I want to suggest that you put your phones away when you're doing these things. Alright? I know some people like to study with a phone and work with a phone and all of that, and that is fine. The problem is that you wouldn't have the phone with you in the exam. So one of the things you might want to consider doing, and I say this as a strong encouragement, alright, is to practice working questions without the distractions. Remove yourself from the TV. If you could, remove yourself from other people. Take off your phone. Get your mind in that zone. Get your brain in that zone of silence. So that when you go to the exam, you wouldn't have the problem of distracting yourself. Because if you're accustomed being distracted working these things, it wouldn't be any different when you go in the exam room, you know. Right? Okay, you may not be allowed to carry the phone into the exam, but your mind will actually go looking for the distraction. You'll start to think about a whole set of other things. Alright? You'll probably even think about what you would do if you had the phone, all these kind of things. So, all of this extra talk is just to reinforce all the variables that contribute to your success in this mathematics. It's one thing to be aware of what to do. It is quite another thing to get about doing it. And a big part of doing it is minimizing or eliminating distractions. Alright? So keep that in mind. We're going to do just a couple more examples and then we call that draw to this particular video. Alright, so in this example, I'm going to use an actual CXC question, and this is actually the first question on the worksheet that I have, Algebra 1. Alright, so look at the question. It says, if L is equal to minus 2, N is equal to minus 3, and M is equal to 4, calculate the value of M plus NL over N minus M. This is an actual CXC question here. So I'm going to go through the steps, show you the working, so you can see for yourself that you could do this question. So when we start a substitute now, we have okay, that's the question there, right? This would be, let's see, M. M is 4 plus N multiplied by L minus 3 by L is minus 2 all over N minus M, which would be minus 3 in brackets minus 4, right? The brackets here are optional because we're not really multiplying, right? But if you had put brackets around the minus 4, it would be minus 3 multiplied by minus 4, which it is not, because this minus sign here is the same as this minus sign here. Alright? So when you put that, the next step now would be, let's see, coming up here now. Alright? 4 plus minus 3 by minus 2 is plus 6. 4 plus 6 over minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7, which is to say now that the answer will be 10 over minus 7. So the final answer will be minus 10 over 7. Alright? Simple and straightforward as that. That is as simple and straightforward as it is. So I want to remind you again, right? And during the course of these videos, you will hear me saying certain things repeatedly. That is to drive home the point. Right? This is not the kind of question that you should be losing marks in. Right? I'm going to do one more. This example, no, I'm not going to do any examples with positive numbers. You could do it on your own. So another example straight from the CXC questions. Right? Another example, kind of similar to this. This time we have a squared coming up. Okay, so in this example we have back to A, B, and C now, right? They are telling us that A is equal to 6, B is equal to minus 4, and C is equal to 8. Alright? A is equal to 6, B is equal to minus 4, and C is equal to 8. So you have 3 values, and all you have to do is substitute. So let me break it down. The first thing is to substitute. Do not try to do any calculations in the substitution phase of these questions. Right? All you do is just replace the letters by the numbers. Carefully, because 99 times out of 100 there will be negative signs involved. Alright? So you're just replacing in the first stage. After you replace, then you start to calculate. So, here we go. First stage, substitution. No, let me write down the question first. It said, calculate the value of A squared plus B all over C minus B. Alright? So the first step is to substitute. we substitute as follows. A squared minus b, no, we have some space here. A squared minus b is, a squared is 6 squared, plus b, plus minus 4 all over, c is 8 minus b minus 4. Alright? So in this question, this is the first step here, substitution. Now we could start to calculate. And note you have a plus interacting with a minus sign here, and you have a minus interacting with a minus sign here. Alright? So at that stage of the question, the main thing that they're testing is your ability to interact plus and minus. Alright? So 6 squared is equal to 36. Plus minus 4 is minus 4. 8 minus minus 4 is 8 plus 4. We could put 8 plus 4 there just for emphasis. Alright? 36 minus 4 is 32. 32, 8 plus 4 is 12. 32 over 12, which when you break it down, you will get, let me take a little space up in the corner here, you'll get 8 over 3. Alright? So, again, that is all there is to substitutions. Alright? So, apart from having this video where you can look at it over and over again, there's a practice exercise which will accompany this. Right? You will also find some of these in my Algebra 1 worksheet. Set up yourself. Psych yourself. This is where you could start telling yourself that I could get through with this algebra. Alright? Let this be the first step. Let this topic of algebraic substitutions be the very first step in your forward movement to conquering algebra. Right? One step at a time, and you will get to where you're getting.